There is a circle in the Sahara Desert so mathematically perfect that NASA astronauts used it as a landmark from orbit. It's 50 kilometers wide, and no one fully agrees on what made it. But that's just the beginning, because all over this planet, there are structures that look less like nature and more like something was built here, something enormous, something forgotten. These are 7 mysterious structures on Earth that look like giant, forgotten machines. 1. The Richat structure. Mauritania, the eye of the Sahara. From the ground, it's just eroded hills. From space, it's a perfect bullseye, 48 kilometers across, concentric rings of quartzite and limestone, almost mathematically equidistant from each other. Geologists say it formed from a symmetrical dome uplift, molten rock pushing up, then eroding over millions of years. But here's the problem. Most geological domes are irregular, messy, asymmetrical. This one looks calibrated. There's no confirmed meteor impact signature. The Atlantis theory keeps circulating online, and scientists still don't fully agree on what force could produce rings this uniform at this scale. If this formed naturally, why does it look more precise than most things humans deliberately build? 2. The Nazca lines. Peru, a message with no receiver. Between 500 BCE and 500 CE, the Nazca people spent centuries drawing on a 450 square kilometer desert canvas, a hummingbird 93 meters long, a spider stretching 47 meters, lines so straight they looked like they required surveying tools that wouldn't exist for another 1,000 years. Engineers have confirmed it's possible with ropes and stakes, but here's what no one can explain. These figures are only visible from the air. The Nazca had no aircraft. They couldn't see what they were making. They built an image for a perspective they never had. Were they sending a message? And did it ever arrive? 3. The Yonaguni Monument. Japan, the city beneath the sea. In 1986, a dive instructor off the coast of Japan's southernmost island found something 25 meters underwater that stopped him cold. Flat terraces, right-angle corners, a structure 150 meters long with what looks like a road running alongside it. Professor Masaki Kimura spent years diving it and called it man-made, pointing to tooling marks and carved symbols. He estimated it at 10,000 years old, built when sea levels were lower and this was dry land. If true, it would predate the Egyptian pyramids by 7,000 years. Other geologists say it's natural fracturing. The debate is still open. But if you dove down and saw it with your own eyes, what would you believe? 4. The Baalbek Megaliths, Lebanon. Stones we still cannot lift. The Romans built temples at Baalbek on top of a pre-existing stone platform. That platform contains 3 limestone blocks, each roughly 21 meters long, weighing 800 to 1,000 metric tons each. The heaviest stone ever moved by modern machinery was 715 metric tons, with a purpose-built heavy-lift vehicle. In a nearby quarry, still lying unfinished in the ground, the Stone of the South, estimated at 1,650 metric tons. 1,650 tons. Going nowhere. No Roman record explains how they plan to move stones this size. Some researchers believe the platform predates Rome entirely, built by a civilization whose name we've never learned. The stones are there. They were moved, somehow, by someone. 5. The Gate of the Sun, Bolivia. A calendar carved in stone. At 3,850 meters above sea level in Bolivia, a single 10-ton andesite stone stands carved with 48 figures arranged in 3 rows. It's not decorative. It's a solar calendar, encoding a 290-day year with astronomical accuracy that would require centuries of sky watching to achieve. The Tiwanaku civilization had no writing system we've decoded, no metal tools. And yet their calendar impresses modern astronomers. They also surrounded their city with water channels that created a microclimate warm enough to grow crops at altitudes where crops have no business growing at Besada. Essentially a machine for fighting the frost. They encoded the sky in stone, they engineered the climate, then they vanished around 1000 CE. What else did they know that we haven't found yet? We like to think history is a straight line, that people started primitive and slowly got smarter, and we're at the top. These structures break that story completely. The people who built here weren't waiting for us to explain the universe to them. They were already working on it. In some cases, in ways we still can't replicate. Maybe the real mystery isn't any single structure. Maybe it's this. How many times has humanity climbed this high, built this well, understood this much, only to disappear, leaving nothing behind but the stones? And are we any different?